humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. We are live with our match number 2. This one is going to be between Team PWN and Lethal Esports. We just finished match number 1 at 6 p.m. a little bit earlier on, and it was quite the cracker. I want to tell you a little bit about League Ego just before we get going. We are a new esports organization that conducts tournaments both in the US and in India. We had a first US tournament a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't checked that out yet, then please do. It was an invitational, and Team Bronze, the Bronze 5, came out on top of that game. But today is not about that. Today is about the India Valorant Invitational. This is an 8-team knockout, and the teams are going to be fighting for a prize pool of 35,000 rupees. All the rounds are going to be played as best of 3s, and the finals are going to be on Saturday. It's going to be a best of 5, and it's going to be absolutely lit, so make sure you guys are there for that. The prizes are as follows: 20,000 rupees for first place, 10,000 rupees for second place, and 5,000 rupees for third place. And if you haven't yet done it, please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, that you've followed us on our Instagram, and you're joining us on our Discord server, where we're trying to grow a community and engage with like-minded gamers like you guys. Having said that, let's jump straight into this, folks. It looks like the match has begun, and we've got Team PWN on the defense. A first pick here from Recti Rowdy on the jet with that frenzy, going for the plant almost immediately, and looks like they have secured it. It's a 4v4 at this point, as the wraparound coming in from iShock from a shot. It might prove worthy. All three of them pushing through heaven. This is an interesting play from them, as PWN rally their troops to defend this spike plant, and going for the defuse is K2, but it's going to be Lethal Esports who's going to wrap up that first pistol round, and it's in the bag. The scoreline reads as 1-0. That was quite an interesting play, and this is something that I'm really curious to see how defender side, how attacker side teams are going to deal with the push coming in from A Heaven. We saw all three players of the Lethal Esports moving through that tree region and going into A Heaven to backstab the defenders coming in from behind. Interesting play there. It has worked well, and Team Lethal Esports, just like that, have round number 1 in the bag.
Spike down B.
An early pick, and it looks like it is a save round coming in from Team PWN, and as a result they have lost a couple of players, but Team Lethal Esports aren't doing that well themselves. They're down to just their last 2 players, and both of them are playing both houses. Bear in mind, they do have Spectres on them. Have managed to secure 1 pick here. It's down to just Omen. Can he clutch the situation? And Cypher here coming out on top, securing a first round for PWN, and that is impressive to say the least, because they were on a half by or an eco, it looked like. And PWN pulling back a round in the second round after losing the pistol is pretty impressive, it has to be said. Team Lethal Esports, I'm sure, will be disappointed on losing the second round after winning the pistol round especially. And the scoreline now stands at 1-1. We are on Ascent, folks. This is a best of 3. Make no mistake, there's going to be a second match at I believe we're going to be playing Bind next, and our third map for this match is going to be on Haven. In terms of economies, Lethal Esports have gone for a 5-man sheriff buy, so they're definitely going to be saving and going to come in with all guns blazing in the next round. But for now, they are happy to walk down catwalk in towards a shot. This charge is being led by Jet, and they're shortly going to be exposed by that Sova drone almost immediately, and Jet trying to push through. Reina through that smoke, securing a headshot, and PWN getting 2 early picks here. Reina getting a second pick. Can he get a third? He does get a third. Gets a fourth as well. Can Reina go for the ace? This could be the first ace that we see of this tournament. It is down to just Reina on PWN. And he will pick it up. What a round that was. Team PWN securing a second round after winning the second round after losing the pistol. They've come back strong with full buys, and Reina's Vandal purchase definitely compensating for the expenses there. What an ace we just witnessed. Team Lethal Esports came in with that Sheriff, and unfortunately none of them were able to secure that headshot with that Sheriff, and it was Reina who ran amok with that Vandal, securing an ace. What a way to kick things off. Team PWN looking strong. I want to say this, folks, Team PWN has been viewed as an underdog team, but make no mistake, these guys are showing what they are really worth. Giving Lethal Esports a run for their money. Definitely, at least so far, the performance has been extremely promising. For now, it looks like Recti Rowdy on the Jet is trying to sneak into mid-market. He's going to come face to face with Omen very shortly. Omen will get blinded with that Phoenix flash, giving full mid control to Lethal Esports as they continue making the push in. Jet here trying to take down the Cypher. Will secure that kill as well, as Lethal Esports now taking a more aggressive approach to things. Reina coming in from behind once again. She is on her Empress, folks. Watch out, because this could be dangerous. He is pointing out that there is a player at CT to his team members, but we are down right now to a 2v3 retake. Cypher is pretty much 2 HP and is down once again to just one player. It is K2 from Team PWN. He was on the sofa. He's got a Spectre. He's got 150 HP and a whole lot of difficult angles for him to clear. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge for him.
Standing ahead.
And Recon Bolt immediately getting destroyed. Getting a kill on Omen, who was in both houses. K2 hasn't lost too much HP. Is this something that he can actually pull off? Phoenix misses his headshot. And looks like he has decided to save the Vandal. May not be such a bad idea, but he needs to watch out for these defenders, for these attackers coming out of CT. And he picks up both those kills on the exit. So Team PWN, despite losing that round, has done some damage, and that is certainly worth taking another look. Here's the initial peak from Sova on CT, and after missing those shots, he just decided that it makes more sense to save this Vandal. And on the way out, whoops. Team Lethal Esports losing out some equipment for sure, bringing their economy back just a little bit. In terms of how the economy looks now, it looks like we have more or less full buys, guys, on both sides, and this is starting to look like a very, very even match so far. Team Lethal Esports for now setting up outside of B main.
Joke's over. You're dead.
In comes the Phoenix ultimate. The run it back gets almost immediately shut down by Sensden, who's on the raise, playing close in the first alley on B main. And holding that position down well. Reina elsewhere. Reina has picked up a kill, but has been traded out by Frozen, who's playing on the Omen today. Smoking out this tree region, trying to walk his way into A site. He does have the spike with him, and Sova is on A heaven.
Shadows traveling.
That recon could have been dangerous for him. He's going to smoke this heaven off and maybe go for the plant. As Cypher continues to lurk.
Get out of my way!
Jet has pulled out the Blade Storm elsewhere, and PW and MSN coming out without checking the right corner, and Fishy Bubbly is going to make him pay for that as he takes down another player, and PWN are down to just 3 players. This is a 4v3 retake, and take a look at this spam coming from Omen from under heaven. Getting a kill on Sensden as well is Frozen.
Last player standing.
As iShock will pick up Cypher as well, and is down once again to just K2, who's going to get pushed by Jet. And gets blinded by Omen's paranoia and will get taken down. That was an interesting way for that round to end. That kill from under heaven was something else. He just predicted the position of, I believe it was Raze, and just mowed him down with that spam. And of course it came down to just Sova, who was thoroughly outnumbered. A third round in the bag for Team Lethal Esports, folks. They are looking like a strong team so far on attack, but it has to be seen on how how consistently they can keep picking up rounds, picking up those frags. And it looks like it's going to be a B main push once again. This time it is Phoenix. Just walking around the smoke to make sure that no one has snuck in to these corners. A peek out could mean that he will come face to face with Cypher, who is holding that first lane, as you guys can see on your screens right now. Meanwhile, it looks like the rest of the team has rotated with the spike and they are walking their way into A. And it's likely that Phoenix is going to go in for a lurk as soon as the spike is planted, or perhaps as soon as his team starts moving in. But for now, he's patiently waiting outside B main and something is going to come down here for sure. Cypher has opened his camera. He's been spotted out. Phoenix will approach him with a flash. And that is a good nade from SenseDen coming in as PWN K2 Sova. The Hunter's Fury comes out and gets a pick for Team PWN, who now have the number advantage.
30 seconds left.
As Team Lethal Esports have made their way onto A side. Phoenix is making his way. That lurk, he is still on that lurk. And it'll be interesting to see how it ends. But we need to catch the action here on A main as the spike has gone down. And take a look at Jet's position. It looks like Omen and Jet are playing crossfire under heaven. As Frank and Fish Bubbly will get two quick picks. But SenseDen is going to come down to get that. To get a double kill, and Lethal Esports team members combined beautifully to take down that the remaining players on the defense. They were coming in for that retake hot, but I think Lethal Esports were well positioned and really coordinated really well together to ensure that there was no chance that spike was being diffused. And a fourth round in the bag for Team Lethal Esports. Team PWN gotta take stock of the situation now. Let's take a look at their economy, folks. It did look like they had an eco round last time around, and because of that they are able to afford full buys more or less, except for Cypher, who is on a half armor. In terms of positioning, Phoenix and Jet once again pushing through that B main and troubling the players on B side. For now, however, it looks like Omen is the only player who is playing on B, and we got Cypher and Reina anchoring down A side, and we got Sova and Race playing mid and market respectively. Slow push this time around. They're gonna wait this one out and test the patience probably of Team PWN on the defense. A Sova drone going in through A shot, getting some clearance and a little bit more map control, but they're gonna need a lot more to be able to secure a plant. Both teams being extremely wary here, so I was just making sure that no one is camping out in vines that could possibly cost them a round. And just like that, they have pushed into A side so quickly. And take a look at the way they peek Phoenix and Jet together. And SenseDen pulls out the showstopper, but wasn't able to pick up a kill. Gets shut down fairly quickly by Jet. PWN now down to just 3 players, and make that 2 as they need to navigate through this retake. Cypher here putting a lot of pressure from tree. Omen will pick up a kill on Recti Rowdy, and that brings the equation to 2v4. It is still looking a little bit difficult because a couple of players of PWN. Cypher is down to just 21 HP.
Last player standing.
Unfortunate there from Cypher, could not land that headshot. Is now down just to the Omen, who might be better off saving, and that is what he is going to be doing. I hope he's able to do it because Team Lethal Esports is looking in a dangerous mood and they may want to just hunt him down. Smoke's going out, and just as I said that, I think both these players are definitely going to take that peek from top mid and search for Omen. He has been spotted out and he will get taken down and will not be able to save that gun either. That was quite unfortunate for team PWN. Losing early picks during the push into A site really sets them down for the retake, and then they're heavily outnumbered when it's time to do the retake. And unfortunately, Omen there trying to go in for the save, but he got hunted down by Team Lethal Esports. A well-balanced match so far. Good start from both sides, but Team Lethal Esports really starting to gain some momentum here with 5 rounds on the board now. In terms of economies, there you guys can see it. Team PWN now on what looks like a half buy all around SMGs, pistols, and half armors. Cypher just getting spotted out in the drone as the first pick coming in. It looks like there was a push from the defenders on B main on that eco round. It's not such a bad idea and something that I recommend personally myself, but it hasn't worked out today for Team PWN, who are down to just 3 players, and it looks like side control has been achieved. Oops, a self flash from Phoenix there. I'm sure it was an accident, but B site fully in control as post plant positions are being taken, and elsewhere iShock has taken down PWN Cypher as well. Sova here getting a kill on iShock. This levels things up just a little bit. He gets a gun on his hands, but he was so outnumbered just in that peak that he gets picked off almost immediately upon peeking from market. 6th round on the board for Team Lethal Esports. They're starting to get into a flow, and the momentum shift is surely towards them at this point. Lethal Esports this time around, a little bit of a split approach. Gonna come face to face with Reina, and Rekti Rowdy's gonna pick up a first kill. And in comes the Cypher ultimate, and they immediately have so much information about the whereabouts of the rest of the team. Rekti Rowdy with the Blade Storm here, taking down Cypher as well. And the Sova, and this is starting to look like a good round for Team Lethal Esports. Surely this is not going to be a second ace. Oh, that was close, but MSN here finally picking off Rekti Rowdy. He looked hungry for that ace, and it would have been something to see 2 aces in the first half of this game. And oh, what have we just seen here? It is Frank who has gone in for the knife. That is some disrespect, and I'm sure Team PW is going to be feeling that. They're going to want to come back stronger from that round for sure, folks. Don't try this at home. If you guys are watching this right now, you don't want to try this in your competitive lobbies, because you will. There's a big possibility that you might fail. But Team Lethal Esports are starting to look lethal indeed. 7 rounds on the board on attack, and mind you, Ascent is widely regarded as a defender-sided map. So having secured more than half of the rounds already, they are looking pretty strong to go ahead and pick up this map overall. Fish Bubbly here getting an early kill on Cypher. It looks like it was a push out of B-main again, and Sova here was able to trade this time around. Sense 10 elsewhere in mid-link, picking up a kill. It looks like a very aggressive approach from PWN. Impressive as well, picking up 2 kills. It's now a 3v3 as the teams try to regroup. Reina here with the Sheriff. Oh, that was unfortunate, as iShock just white peaks Reina at A shot and gets the headshot before he could pull that trigger from the Sheriff. And PWN now looks like they need to manage with just 2 players. MSN has picked up a kill with his Spectre. Maybe a little bit of complacency here from Lethal Esports after getting that knife kill, because these gunfights are a bit too easy for Team PWN right now, despite being on an eco round. Meanwhile, it looks like Jet has figured out, Rekti Rowdy here has figured out that B-side is completely unsupervised, and he's going to get an easy plant here for his team. MSN here confirming that indeed is the play, and Sova here with the bomb has managed to approach B-side and is going to get a free plant here as MSN makes his way from CT.
Spike planted.
Here.
Revealing area.
Looks like PWN is going to be going for this. They are not going to go in for the save, which I thought might have been a viable option. So they need to figure out the positions. Jet is holding an aggressive off angle here on the right side, and as expected gets picked off. will dash out of that first spray, and Sova will compensate for that inaccuracy and will pick up the kill. An 8th round in the bag for Team Lethal Esports. A good round from PWN, it has to be said. They were on the full eco. They were on a half buy, and I'd like to see that intent, the aggression in B main and in mid lane, getting a couple of picks and bringing the game a little bit closer to themselves. But in the end, weren't able to capitalize on the weapons that they got, and Team Lethal was able to secure that round as well. Once again, Lethal Esports with that aggression on B main, expecting a rush perhaps again, and going out with the flash was Phoenix.
Joke's over. You're dead.
In comes the run it back from Phoenix here. He's going to enter the B main. He's been blinded by an Omen Paranoia and will get taken down by Omen as well. So a good Paranoia coming in from Omen. The Sova ultimate coming in, trying to catch Phoenix off guard. But the Hunter's Fury just missing and not doing enough damage. Meanwhile, looks like Team Lethal Esports have changed course. They started walking into A main. They haven't realized that there is a player on site. I don't know if they've checked. It looks like they may have not, and Selston has picked up 2 crucial kills here. Played it really well, sitting quietly behind the green boxes, and Team Lethal Esports did not check that box, and that gave Selston the opportunity to just pick off a couple of kills, and the spike now is securely available for them. Elsewhere, Recti Rowdy picking up a couple of kills, trying to bring the equation back down. It's now a 3v2. And surely Team PWN should be able to close this one out with the spike firmly in their control, and with almost 30 seconds on the board. Recti Rowdy here just reallocating, repositioning himself, coming in towards a shot. Makes his presence known by breaking that very predictable position from Reina. She will get taken down. A couple of satchels here coming in. Another shot taking down, and Lethal Esports have just walked back into A side and picked up the spike and said, this belongs to us. That retake was almost too easy for them to complete, and despite losing so many players, they were able to pull back those numbers and were able to regather themselves to pick up that round. And that is round number 9 in the bag for Team Lethal Esports. The score's now looking at 9-2. Last round of the first half. Let's go, boys. This one's going to be crucial, and PWN will definitely want this in the bag going into the second half, because they have a task ahead of them. They need to attack with a scoreline of almost 9 points already, and so they are significantly behind, and so they would definitely want to see this round going in their favor. For now, Phoenix and Jet in classic style once again outside B main, and just trying to make a noise, trying to get some picks here, and the Omen Paranoia just missing Recti Rowdy, who has made his way. Ooh, and what a love that was. Will pick up the 3rd kill as well. Recti Rowdy looking hungry here. There may be a chance for an ace for sure. And Cypher will take him down. So clearing out B side pretty much single-handedly was Recti Rowdy. We'll take a look at the scorecard soon, guys, to see who's dominating this scorecard. But for now, it looks like PWN are down once again to their last player. And his Reina with 6 HP is going to get taken down by Omen. A strong performance from Team Lethal Esports after a rocky start, it has to be said, at 2-2. From 2-2, they have finished at 10-2, securing 8 rounds in a row. And this is what the scorecard looks like, folks. Recti Rowdy is on 22 kills with 7 deaths. He is in some form today. Frozen here right behind him with 11 kills. iShock doing well with 9 kills. Phoenix with 8 kills. And Sova with 4 kills as well. On the side of PWN, we've got K2, who is leading that scoreboard with 8 kills, along with Reina, who's also on 8 kills. I have to be honest, I did not think that half would be as one-sided as it actually ended up being, after seeing the first 2 rounds from PWN, who started out so well, getting a lead actually of 2-1, and now PWN here on the attack. We've got Reina on the frenzy, and looks like all players are committed to an A side push. This does mean that, as you guys can see literally on your mini maps, the rotation coming in from Lethal Esports already. And Lethal Esports
Spike down
Frank
A.
has sent down some shock darts on default that has just destroyed Sova on Team PWN and has prevented that spike plant without even taking a fight. And now he comes in, he waltzes into A heaven and just picks up another kill. Sense Den here is fighting back, but will get taken down as the defenders wrap up another round. The first round of the second half going the way of Lethal Esports again. And the scoreline now looking at 11-2. Let's take a look at that. That shocked that kill from Frank though. Just making sure that the plant is not secured. And Team PWN losing fights quickly after that. This game is starting to look a little bit more one-sided now, folks. Ascent is looking like it is going towards in the direction of Team Lethal Esports, who has put on a dominant performance, especially in that first half. And maybe we'll continue to see that. For now, Team PWN once again looking like they are committing to a site. They are in B main right now. And Lethal Esports has 3 players, and Jet, Recti, Rowdy here with the judge. Sneaking into B main and getting a kill and dashing back and planning to do it again. It looks like this could be dangerous for Team PWN.
One enemy remaining.
The Omen Paranoia coming in,
B.
but to no avail as they are down to just the last player. It was Cypher who was lurking top mid and will get taken down. And just like that, folks, all of a sudden we are at match point. And Team Lethal Esports looking in firm control of this map so far.
Yes, this should do.
This is do or die, and take a look at this approach from Lethal Esports. It is bold and maybe a little bit foolish, as Reina was just camping outside of A main, and a touch of overconfidence perhaps from Team Lethal Esports, wanting to boss this the rest of this match and trying to finish things off really quickly. But as a result, they have lost that top fragger, and Recti Rowdy going down as she boldly pushing out into A main. This, however, does mean that A side is now being held only by one player, and it is Cypher who's in A shot. I think Omen has joined him for support now, so both of them looking in from that tree region. A heaven looking completely empty, and a great chance for Team PWN actually to make their way through. In comes the Reina's blind, and through that smoke, it looks like MSN has picked up Frozen. Or perhaps that has happened through mid-link. My apologies, folks. It looks like Omen is in mid-link and will get taken down almost as soon as we switch to his view, and it was iShock who did that. The spike has gone down, and Team PWN have the numbers. It is 4 versus 3. They're playing what looks like good post-plant positions, and hopefully this should be a round in the back for them. Reina here going down in tree. Cypher here with a good flank. The wraparound coming in, taking down Phoenix. Another pick here. This time it is Frank who gets taken down, and is down to just Frank, who is the last player alive and will get taken down. A double kill coming in from Sense 10, and that is a 4th round in the board for Team PWN. My apologies, a 3rd round on the board for Team PWN. The score now moves to 12-3. So tried his best there at A shot, but Cypher baiting him and just running out from the situation, allowing Sense Den to make that peek and confirm that last frag for them. Let's take a look at the economy, folks, because I can see a Bucky in the hands of Frozen. It looks like a full buy all around, except for Omen, who's chosen to go with a Bucky because of the lack of funds. On the side of Team PWN, a forced buy round for sure. A lot of half buys, as I can see. Omen looking like he is preparing a blind for Jet to dash into. Let's take a look at this, if it does pay off. Just deciding against it for now, but Team PWN players taking some damage here, iShock, but continuing to peek here, and Race coming up on top and doing some damage to him. And meanwhile, it looks like MSN has just snuck into this position on the right side, and I'm not sure Cypher is aware. But he's aware now, and MSN will take him down. But Recti Rowdy is there to take the trade. He was hiding wines, it looks like. And Team PWN losing a player, and Lethal eSports losing a player as well. Both teams losing a player each. The move coming in from A shot. Omen getting taken down. He managed to pick up Cypher with that Bucky, but Team PWN now with a man advantage. We're looking at a 3v2 as Frank is rotating with haste. Fish Bubbly here just lurking outside. B-main will get that easy pick on Reyna, and all of a sudden Team PWN have a decision to make. Are they going B or are they going A? And they got a player on either side to deal with. They have only 12 seconds on the clock, and in comes the Phoenix. Run it back. The timing on this ultimate could not be better. And Sense then coming out for that peak instead of going for the plant. And that will secure the match for Team Lethal eSports. The first map at least. So now they lead. That was something else, folks. Let's take a quick look at that scoreboard, shall we? Recti Rowdy, how good was he? 26 kills out of 9 deaths. That is incredible, folks. That is incredible. Fishy Bubbly was not far behind with 14 kills. Well, he was far behind. Recti Rowdy was in a league of his own today, folks. We saw that ace from, I believe it was PWN's Chile in the beginning of the map. But pretty much after that, Lethal eSports taking firm control of this game and wrapping things up at a 13-3. That concludes map number 1, folks, and it was Ascent. Map number 2 is going to be Bind, and we'll be back shortly with live action, so don't go anywhere. We're going to play a couple of media files for you, and we'll be back very, very soon.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. About humanity. about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Alright, folks, it is time to go in for the next map. And looks like this is going to be on Bind. And this time around, it's going to be Team PWN who's going to be attacking first. And Team Lethal eSports is going to be on that defense. So, let's get into the agent selection straight away, folks. It looks like we are being requested for a pause, so we'll just give it another second. Sorry about this.
It's all about humanity.
Sorry guys about that, but we're gonna get straight into agent select, so let's head over to the big screen right now.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
A quick look at the agent select, and it looks like we're gonna see a Sky pick on the defender's side at Bind, and a good choice in my opinion. We got Frank once again on that Soba Recti. Rowdy is looking to make the switch over to Reina from Jet. iShock, I believe, was on the Cypher in Ascent, is gonna be on the Astra, and that's the controller of choice for Team Lethal eSports. Frozen, who was on the Omen, is gonna head out and play a duelist role. So a couple of duelists coming in for Team Lethal eSports. On the side of Team PWN, who need to make a comeback and put in a good performance if they want to take this to the third map of the day, which I believe is going to be Haven. But for now, let's take a look at the picks. We got Jay Jacob on the Cypher. We got SenseDen, who was playing Raze last match on the Brimstone. We got Chili, who's shifting over to the Jet from Reina. We got K2 on the Raze, and we've got MSN on the Viper. I'm always excited when we have a Viper, guys, because I'm excited to see the lineups and the different styles of play. But it looks like we are almost there. The match is about to get started. Enjoy the rest of the soundtrack, and we'll be back with live action. This one is called Humanity by Max Braun.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Alright folks, welcome back, and we are down to map number 2 in this second match of the day. This is the game between Lethal eSports and PWN. Team Lethal eSports are going to be on the defender's side this time around, and we've got Team PWN out on the attack. So let's take a look at how the teams are stacking up, and it's interesting to see off the bat that Lethal eSports has chosen to go with 4 players on the B side, and they've only got Sova, who's Frank, who is on the Sova, who is anchoring down the A side alone, and that is interesting to me. And take a look at this. Team Lethal eSports have pushed
Spike
out of
down,
B long,
attacker
have
spawn.
picked up a couple of picks and even got some control over the spike. A third pick going down is Recti. Rowdy on the Reina will get a second, but Viper here has picked up a couple of crucial kills and brought that equation back to a 2v2. Oh, those were important picks coming in from MSN with a classic, it has to be said. Very, very impressive. He's going to go ahead and pick up the spike and maybe hopefully even a better gun than that classic. Him and Jacob still lurking in mid. Jacob is down to just
No more charges left.
12 HP. They do have spike control, and for now Astra looks like she is rotating down to A side, leaving B side alone. Maybe the decision is for them to play a retake together, but for now MSN here trying to walk into U-Haul on A side, using the wall as a cover for him.
30 seconds left.
This is going to be interesting. Both sets of players lined up to come face to face, and just like that they have both taken the teleporter once they've confirmed the presence of both the players. And with less than 10 seconds on the clock, Team PWN needs to go in for the plant. The recon coming in from Sova doesn't give him too much information.
Last player standing.
And Astra here will come in and pick up both those kills. Ice Shock here, who's playing on that Astra. So a good attempt. It was a rough start really for Team PWN, as Lethal Esports aggressively pushing outside of B long. And that was interesting to see. Let's check out this action replay here. As you can see, it was down to MSN. If he would have secured this headshot on Sova, perhaps the game was still on. But Team Lethal Esports has run away with that round for now. But an interesting start to the game on pistol round, pushing out of B long. 3 players, getting 3 early picks on PWN, and they fought back so well with MSN and Jacob here trying their best to salvage something from that round. But in the end had to go down, and now they're gonna have to play hard for the second round. Let's take a look at what's happening in terms of buys. Lethal Esports going for full buys all around, and on the side of PWN they've gone for half buys, so they are gonna try their best to damage the economy here on the side of Lethal Esports, and maybe start really playing for the gun rounds, which will begin shortly. The setup looks like it's going to be an A push. Cypher leading the charge on A shot. He's got Viper and Brimstone for support. A 2 controller lineup is rare to see these days, but that is what Team PWN has gone with. And the first gunfight here coming out, as it looks like Team Lethal Esports has pushed out from B main and picked up a couple of picks here. Sky has spotted out the third player, and Frozen will pick up that kill as well. And the wraparound was so fast from Team Lethal Esports that it has left Team PWN with just 1 player alive in showers, and it was not a match because it was a 1v5 situation, and that kill coming too easily for Team Lethal Esports. They will post a second round on the board. Not a significant concern for Team PWN yet, because they were going on those half buys. So the game really begins now, folks. It really starts now in the gun rounds, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to counter the aggression, the intent that is being shown by Lethal Esports right now, with those aggressive pushes and the flanks. PWN here setting up outside B main. They do look like they want to show some aggression. They're not bothering with lurk. They have pretty much all 5 players, a couple of players outside hookah, and 3 players at B long. That was a good combination move here from Astra and Raze, and a double peek. The timing of that double peek out of hookah was sublime, and will secure those 2 picks, as PWN have lost the entire team that was pushing through hookah, and all the players now are at Octagon from B main. MSN here will pick up a crucial kill. Recti Rowdy here going down, as Chili here has given a lot of damage, it appears, to Frozen, who just uses those satchels to keep him at bay. A 3v4 with Raze a little bit low, and there you go, just as I'm saying it, Sky's gonna go ahead and pick up that heal. He's gonna go ahead and take a little bit more damage, as SenseDen will pick up a kill on him, but it's going to be immediately traded by Fish Bubbly. He was on the Phoenix last match, folks. He's playing Sky this time around. Equation is now looking at a 3v2. With less than 13 seconds to go on the clock, I'm afraid this is
10
going to be
seconds
another
left.
round in the bag for Team Lethal Esports. Perhaps PWN are quite content with just saving the guns they have as we are way past the time, and that is going to be the round for them. But there will be some action for us to see here.
Last player standing.
Frank here will go ahead and pick up that kill, and they're going to go and search for that last person, but they're not going to be able to get it. So unfortunate for Team PWN. They tried their best to save, but despite that they were not able to pull it off, and this is how it went down at B long. MSN there was waiting and expecting that push, but that peak was perhaps a little bit more narrow than what he anticipated, and Sova here picking up that kill. 3-0 on the board for Team Lethal Esports on the side of defense, and of course once again Bind is widely regarded as a defender-sided map, and it's really going to take something special from Team PWN to pull back at least 4 or 5 rounds, which really gives them something to play at for the rest of this game. Recti Rowdy here on the Reyna has moved out into this naughty little position if that's the right adjective to use. Team PWN are definitely smelling something fishy, and will go down. Recti Rowdy not before taking down MSN, though. He gets traded as the snake bite here coming in from Viper, almost doing all the damage he needed. Fish Bubbly here will take down Sensden through the smoke. That is unfortunate, but PWN's K2 will be able to get a pick with that Sheriff. Will go down with that spike, and unfortunately is the last player alive. He's looking at a 1v3. I believe there's a person next to him at U-Haul. I don't know if he has spotted it or not. And it was Fishy Bubbly and making sure that he was completely flashed before peeking and securing that kill. It looks like round number 4 in the bag for Team Lethal Esports. They're off to a good start, and the momentum is shifting now towards them. It did look to me that Team PWN was on a half buy last round, so yes, I can confirm that they now are going in for a full buy. They do have the Viper Ultimate ready as well, so an option that they could possibly use perhaps in this round. We all know how deadly and difficult to deal with that can be sometimes. But for now, once again, Team PWN making their intent clear that they want to push B side. There's not going to be any rotations, there's not going to be a flank. They're just going to go in for this B push. Done a good job of clearing those angles with his nade. The Viper's gravitational pull, just trying to pull K2 into the line of fire here from CT, and in comes the fire. You can see there's some damage being done. A poison cloud here now going in, and the wall will come down as well as Team PWN get control of the site, and our Viper is going to go ahead and pull out the ult. The showstopper coming into the play.
Spike down, B. Last player standing.
And Frozen here with that ultimate has gone ahead and picked up a couple of kills, and Lethal Esports have done the damage that was needed. It's down to just J Jacob, who is in that B long position in Octagon. Will get stunned by the Sky Dog, and it is all going down too fast for Team PWN. I have to say though, that push onto B side was effective, and the Viper ult as well, but it was the showstopper coming in from Frozen that really changed the tide. He picked up a couple of kills. There was a player watching CT, but he chose to go push in and get the kill on Recti Rowdy, which is not a bad idea either given the form that he has shown so far. But that showstopper did come out as the difference between the two teams in that last round, as Lethal Esports post a 5th round on the board on Bind.
Get out of my way! Okay.
Looks like we're looking at an A push from Team PWN this time around. They look hungry for kills here. They look hungry for rounds here. Recti Rowdy here, one tapping Jet so easily. And surely they want to go in for that trade, and Recti Rowdy here getting another kill on MSN. Team PWN down to just 3 players now. perhaps this is the time that they will choose to rotate and maybe go over to that B side, which is currently being held by Frozen and iShock, and they both are positioned at B long. So this could be dangerous for Team PWN if they don't check the angles and go in for that plant. It could end up badly for them. But for now, being very cautious is SenseDen and J Jacob. Frozen seems to indicate that there's someone on B long to Astra, and they both together going out for the peak, but I think that intelligence seems to be slightly inaccurate because all the players of PWN are actually in the hookah right now, jumping down, and the timing on that was not good for Team PWN as Team Lethal Esports pick up another round. The scoreline now looking at 6-0, folks, and definitely the map and the match overall slightly leaning towards Team Lethal Esports, unless we see some fight, we see something from Team PWN to change things, and they need a whole bunch of rounds on their side if they have anything to play for in the second half of this game. Having said that, it is a defender-sided map, so a 6-0 scoreline doesn't mean the match is over. We have seen definitely bigger scorelines and bigger comebacks, and an interesting choice to ult with the orbital strike in U-Haul almost immediately at the start of the round. But fortunately for Team Lethal Esports, there was nobody playing that position. Team PWN here going for the plant, and Brimstone here getting shocked by getting stunned with Astra's K2 here getting a pick here. And Reina's on that Empress, and she can be unstoppable, and she will pick up a 4K. It is Recti Rowdy once again looking dangerous on the Reina as he was on the Jet. Turns on his Empress. He came in through shot, gets the first pick on Brimstone. The second pick, my apologies, on Brimstone, gets a third pick, and then finally finishes things off with the last pick on K2. Team Lethal Esports really starting to dominate now, folks. They're putting the stamp of authority on this match. Team PWN surely is thinking of alternative ways to counter the aggression that they are seeing from Team Lethal Esports. It looks like we do have a 30-second pause that has been queued, so this gives us a chance to take a look at the scoreboard. So here's what we're seeing, folks. It's 7-0, 7 rounds in, and it looks like if we could just break up those stats for a second, Frozen and Recti Rowdy have participated in a total of 15 to 17 duels, it looks like, and they've come out on top of those with of 11 out of those, and that is a very high percentage, and that's primarily one of the reasons we are seeing this scoreline is because of the individual gunfights going the way of Team Lethal Esports. On the side of PWN, I can't say that they've been playing badly. They're definitely trying their best, but things just haven't worked out from them. Sometimes this game can involve luck as well as much as it involves skill, and things just need to start going in the favor of Team PWN, and hopefully they will. Maybe the timeout is what they needed to gather their thoughts. Maybe they just need to figure out their game plans, or maybe change their game plans and come back stronger to fight Team Lethal Esports. Team Lethal Esports looking comfortable. They're looking like they want to dominate, and as I say that, the timer has come off, so the match pause is complete, and we're going to go into round number 8 very shortly. Another B-long push is what it looks like Team PWN is trying to find, but that Sky blind is going to be brutal for them, and Sky and Recti Rowdy together have taken down all 3 players of PWN who are challenging from B-long. A lot of fire exchange, and it was all too chaotic, but in the end, Team PWN, Team Lethal Esports, my apologies, coming out on top of that again. And let's take a look at what happened at B long, and then following that at Hookah. Sky, fishy bubbly on this Sky. The blinds that he has pulled off so far have been so effective for his teammates. Aggressively pushing out of Hookah was Reina. will get the first kill and followed up by a second kill. Good support coming in from Fishy Bubbly, and this means that they have secured the spike. So Team Lethal Esports have decided that this is what they want to do. They want to go for that aggression and break the confidence of Team PWN. Sky here just clearing the angles around. That could have possibly been a second kill, and this is a good performance from Chili here, who is on the jet. He's managed to pick up a couple of kills. It brings the equation down to a 2v3, which is a little bit better. But the Sky is in firm, the Spike is in firm control of Team Lethal Esports, and Jet is going to have to do something special here to pull that out from them. For now, however, they are not contesting the Spike. They're choosing to walk into A main and pick up that next kill, bringing down the equation to a 2v2, and this is going to come down to just a fight for that Spike, folks. With 37 seconds on the clock.
I got the spike.
Ooh, and Jet here sneaking.
30 seconds left.
Sneaky peeky, just walks in and takes control of that spike and runs back. So Team Lethal Esports looks like they are content with just allowing this to happen for now. That Viper Molly is going to stop Astra from crossing over. Sky here is just wary that someone is still lurking around the corners, but PWN have gone straight for the direct approach and gone ahead and planted that spike. And the Astra, the Viper wall and the poison cloud here coming into play. In comes the move. That was a failed Sky Flash, but Astra is going to smoke off U-Haul area so they can go ahead and look for that diffuse. And here's the positions they're playing. MSN is on Heaven, and Chili here on the jet is in the showers. And what a pick from MSN here. Surely this is a round that is going in. Excellent coordination from both players of Team PWN as they finally pull a round back. It is 8-1, folks. This has been a long time coming. They've saved those guns, and that is good on them. Hopefully this will mark the turnaround for Team PWN. That was excellently played. They came down to such a tough position where they were already down to a numbers disadvantage, but the patience from MSN and Chili and the accuracy in getting those picks off at A and then moving towards the spike drop and sneaking the spike from under the nose of both Viper and Astra and going for the plant was definitely something else. Well played to Team PWN. Hoping to see more plays and more moves like that as they start to move in. And now I think Lethal Esports has finally decided that they want to go back to playing their usual plays and not push out aggressively. They got 3 players playing B right now. They got Recti Rowdy, who is playing elbow, and he's got Ice Shock for company, who's on the Astra, and Sova and Frank, who is, I believe, playing inside B side. Throwing in those shock darts. Looks like Sova is going to go down. He is going to be the first one to go down, but not before he took down someone with a shock dart though. And just as we were speaking, Recti Rowdy here has taken the trade on Brimstone. But despite that, Team PWN is going to go in for the plant. We're looking at a 3v4 right now. Although Viper is down to just 2 HP, and Ice Shock picking off Jacob in hookah with that peak, and that is quite useful. MSN is holding a good position though.
Last player standing.
Was blinded and will get taken down, and Chili here trying his best, getting a pick off Recti Rowdy, but he was so outnumbered. That round has also gone in the favor of Team Lethal Esports. Emerson was holding a good angle, but I think he just got spotted out by I think it was Ice Shock who spotted him out, and there was definitely a blind from Reina as well, because of which he couldn't really get those headshots down. Nice try from Team PWN, especially from Chili on the jet there, but that round going in the direction of Team Lethal Esports. And the showstopper being pulled out at the start of the round, that was an interesting one. I think that was Frozen from Lethal Esports coming out of shower aggressively, and he managed to pick up the kill. And take a look at this wraparound. I think Jet is aware though. Has done a lot of damage. And Chili here with that with the Blade Storm here. Comedy of errors here. Meanwhile, it looks like K2 has pulled out his ult as well, but to no avail. And the good thing there is that Emerson has picked up another kill, and this time it is a dangerous Recti Rowdy who has gone down, and they're going to pick up that Phantom. Thank you very much. Equation looking like a 4v3 right now, and two out of those 3 players are actually stationed on A side. So I wonder if PWN may actually want to move towards B, but it looks like they're going to force the issue here. The Brimstone Molly coming out. That kill was traded pretty fast, and Astra is still in U-Haul and trying to push through. MSN pulls out his ult, and we also have Brimstone's Orbital Strike available. So Sensden should perhaps think about a better post-plan position there, which doesn't involve him taking a fight. The Sova Recon going in and almost immediately being destroyed, and in comes the Cosmic Divide from Astra, completely blocking Brimstone out of the situation. And Frank here on the Sova with the Hunter's Fury has killed Viper here. It leaves only one option for Sensden. He needs to pull down that ultimate. It's going to kill him as well, but the shock dart coming in from Frank is going to secure that round for Team Lethal Esports. And how unfortunate was that for Team PWN? It looked like they had a kill in the bag thanks to the Orbital Strike from Sensden. But that Cosmic Divide doesn't give you enough audio cues to know that a shock dart's coming your way, and I think that's what happened to Sensden. He couldn't really get out of the way there, and he was already low on HP, and that second shock dart was more than enough to secure that round for Team Lethal Esports. We're looking at 10-1, folks, and this is the last round of the first half. We saw a very similar scoreline in our first match as well on Icebox. But for now, it looks like we're going to be seeing another B push. This time 3 players of Team PWN coming in from B long. So we're getting some crucial information early on with that drone. Outside shower, we're seeing something interesting. I wonder if I can just switch over to that.
One enemy remaining.
And it looks like that round has ended as well, and it is a flawless victory for Team Lethal Esports. So 11-1 is the scoreline at the end of the first half, and Team PWN now switch over to the defense side. Is it a one-sided score? Yes, it is a one-sided score, but to be honest, guys, Bind is a defender-sided map, and we have seen, I've personally been involved in and seen comebacks from 11-1 as well work out for the defenders. The key is going to be to win that pistol round, and I don't know what PWN is going to do to achieve it, but it's really going to come down to how they approach the pistol round. They need to win, and they need to secure the second round as well, and that will hopefully swing the momentum their way, because if they lose the pistol round, I'm afraid this match is going to be beyond saving for Team PWN. For now, an aggressive push coming in from a shot. 3 players going in, 2 players getting stuck in Cypher traps. Can he capitalize? He will get the kill from U-Haul. It's J. Jacob, but will get killed on the wraparound, and no one was watching that angle for him. More kills coming in, and 3 players going down. Sensden is going to pull one back from CT. That was a good one from him as he takes down an important player. It is Recti Rowdy who goes down. Sova is very low. Let's take a look at the post-plan positions that they are planning on. Sova is going to be playing bench. It looks like iShock is going to be playing pocket, and he's been spotted out. A nade comes in, and this could be lethal for him. Well, I guess not. Fishy Bubbly here, who was playing U-Haul, has picked up another kill on K2, and Sensden elsewhere has picked up Frank. PWN here coming in hot. They need to make this retake count.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
And Fishy Bubbly is going to pick up those last 2 kills and secure the round, and that is a big one for Lethal Esports. Team PWN played pretty well until the time came to push U-Haul, and perhaps they should have just double peaked that situation. And Sensden actually managing to get the pick on iShock. but the trade from Fishy Bubbly and the follow-up kill was just a little bit too fast. And what this means, folks, is that we're going to see forced buys on both sides, because we are at match point with just 13 rounds into the game. Surely Lethal Esports is going to be aware that Team PWN is going to come in with the force buys. For now, B-Long appears to be empty, and Brimstone, Senstein on the Brimstone is just rotating towards CT. It looks like a 4-man push from SL Esports towards B-Long, and Sova is just going to try to walk in through hookah. There are a couple of players playing hookah, so let's take a look at what happens there. The problem with this approach... And that was good. That was good crossfire from Team PWN. However, they have lost some players. They have lost Senstein, who was at CT. MSN coming in from CT, getting the pick. The spike has gone down, but it looks like they've picked it up and will be rotating towards A. Is Frozen as well as Ice Shock, and they're going to go for the kill, folks. They're going to finish this off. They want to plant the spike at A. Meanwhile, PWN just making sure that no one is lurking around at B. And with that confirmation, K2 is definitely considering taking that teleporter. And he will take that teleporter. He's got a judge in his hands as he approaches Shower. He needs to worry about Ice Shock. That's a lot of sound cues already.
Last player standing.
And Ice Shock is going to peek and get that kill with that Spectre. Is down to just Chili, who has a Spectre in his hands. 78 HP. He's got a player to deal with in Heaven. He's got a player to deal with in Showers. And Ice Shock is going to come in with that kill. And that is going to be the end of the match here. It is going to be Team Lethal Esports who have come out on top. That was a dominant display from them. Take a look at that scorecard, folks. How often do you see this? Rekti Rowdy once again, 16 kills, an average combat score of 336. Frozen coming in not far behind with 15 kills, and Fishy Bubbly with 14 kills. A strong performance from them. High average combat scores all around. And Team Lethal Esports is going to be the second team that's going to be qualifying from round 1 in our League Ego India Invitational. That was some game, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to hit a like on this video. And if you think content like this is interesting and fun for you to watch, please consider subscribing. We are a new esports organization that is conducting tournaments. We're in Valorant right now, but we're definitely going to explore other titles in the future. And we are invested in the esports community in India, and we want to do what's best for them, for us. And so make sure that you are subscribed. Follow our socials. Our Instagram is in our description. Our Discord is in our description. Make sure to follow them. Join our Discord server, folks, and click on the bell icon so you are notified on when we go live on this channel. For the rest of this tournament, tomorrow 6 p.m. is going to be the starting of match day number 2, and we have some exciting matches for you guys lined up. Tomorrow we're going to match at 6 p.m. and we're going to match at 10 p.m. And once that's sorted out, we're going to move into our semi-finals on Friday. And following that, we're going to have our big grand finals on Saturday. So if you guys enjoyed this broadcast, please make sure to follow us and make sure that you're going to join us for the subsequent broadcasts as well. But for now, guys, that's all from us. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Grizzly, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. About all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.